fresh set of downs for Braxton Miller. And Miller to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, Devin Smith.
About the throw, Urban. That's a confident throw right there. Threw him open.
I'm very excited about number 5, Braxton. He's a talented guy. Watch his quick release here.
Rolls right, then sets up in the pocket, down the middle, wide open, touchdown. Devin Smith got behind the secondary, and they found him for 32 yards. Pressure coming, hangs in there, throws for the end zone, touchdown. The second catch for Devin Smith. That was his best throw of the day. Craig Anderson, who had stopped an earlier touchdown pass, did not stop this one.
Jordan Hall is the tailback. Miller faked it to him. He swings it out for Stoneburner, who has running room down the far sideline. He will score.
That this might be the game for the Fighting Illini. 3rd down and 5. Inside the 20. Play action for Braxton Miller. Fires into the end zone. He's got a touchdown. Jake Stoneburner on the first pass completion of the day for Ohio State. And it's a touchdown from 17 yards out. 4th down, Buckeye. Play fake. Miller, he's going to coast in. Touchdown.
It's the quick feet of Braxton Miller because Brendan Kelly, number 97, was there.
3rd and 2 in the pistol. It's a run all the way for Miller, and he's got a whole bunch. Maybe the whole enchilada. Touchdown. Quarterback growing up before our eyes here on homecoming. It's his first homecoming. It's going to be a big one if they hold on to this lead now. Right there, he just puts it in cruise control. And it will start right now on that whistle. 37, 36, 35. Shifting going on. They get set. A half minute to play in the 4th quarter. Miller flushed. Wants to throw. Now he's going to do what he can with his legs. No, he will throw. Lobs it to the end zone. Touchdown! Devin Smith. Another Hail Mary against Wisconsin. This one 40 yards.
You know, I made the point earlier in the game about Braxton Miller that when he scrambles, he keeps his eyes downfield. He doesn't just take off and run automatically. He looks downfield to make a throw. And that's exactly what he did here. Both safeties kind of went to sleep watching Braxton Miller, assuming he was going to run. And Devin Smith snuck behind him, and Braxton Miller never took his eyes off the downfield and made a huge, improbable play.
And that was a touchdown pass to tight end Jake Stoneburner. Miller, quarterback draw, 3rd and 12. Look at this burst of speed for the freshman. And a beautiful cutback. He's at midfield, and he may go. Braxton Miller with blockers ahead. Great vision, and Miller, the freshman, with a sprint to put the Buckeyes on the board. Out of the shotgun.
Boom Herron right here is going to get an excellent block on number 27, Alexander Webb. You're going to see him coming right here. Boom Herron's going to get the block on him, which will be just enough to spring Braxton Miller through the hole. We've talked out throughout the ball game so far, Tom, the speed that he has. Once he gets into the open field, he'll make a couple of guys miss, and he gets into the end zone for Ohio State.
Teams in the Big Ten coming in. Indiana's turned it up today. Now Miller on the draw. He's got room, and a good move at the 5.
You're going to see Boom Herron, number 1, come right around the edge at the last second to get a block on Leon Beckham right there. We talked about laying the boom, and then he's able to make Mark Murphy miss right there with some excellent footwork to get into the end zone.
Buckeyes went no huddle quickly to the ball, and now they get the snap off, and the blitz is coming. Pressure, got it away. 1st down to Hall, and Jordan Hall tries to spring it. Jordan Hall is in. Touchdown, Ohio State.
He's actually going to spy on Braxton Miller and just see if he can't try to get his hands on the football. And watch, right at the last second, that ball just barely gets over the top.
2nd and goal. Miller, option. changes direction and wins the race to the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State. A little ad-lib for Braxton Miller and a 7-yard touchdown. They like to use him out of the backfield as a receiver. Miller, plenty of time, dancing, hurdles his own man. Off balance, chucks it, got it! Ohio State touchdown! That was Hall. This was a touchdown pass and a nice Edwin Moses hurdle over his All-American center to keep the play alive.
Again, first down and more, cuts outside, got the corner, gone! Touchdown! Great blocking by the tight end and the wide receiver. Number 5 does the rest. 24-yard touchdown run. Miller, Stoneburner, touchdown.
Well, the wide receiver coming in, number 80, Chris Fields, is going to hold the coverage, and Stoneburner's going to go behind him.
Play fake, and Miller on the rollout, looking downfield. Oh my goodness, a man is standing wide open. It's a touchdown for Corey Brown. Michigan fell asleep in the secondary.
And you'll see Michigan defenders jump him. Look at the safety right there. Jumping DeVere Posey. You have 2 guys on DeVere Posey, leaving that half of the field wide open. Not enough room for the backside safety to get to. And Braxton Miller, staying patient, saw the safety jump, vacate his responsibility, leaving Philly Brown wide open for 6.
Quarterback run. Miller's got the 15. Miller inside the 5. Touchdown, Buckeyes! A 19-yard touchdown run. The 7th rushing score for the true freshman, Braxton Miller.
Rowe's job is to force that ball back inside. You see DeVere Posey blocking downfield. And when you get Braxton Miller in space, he will put you on a highlight film.
He made a 45-yarder earlier in this game. And Miller to throw on first down. And he's going to go deep. Got a man there. It's caught. Touchdown, Posey.
Woolfolk, number 29, is safety. Let him inside, getting beat on the double move. But also, Braxton Miller's eyes. He had all kind of green to take off and run. Watch him buy time with his feet, trusting DeVere Posey, the veteran, the senior, the guy that's a deep threat and an impact player, steps up and makes the plays. And you think they didn't miss him for the first 10 ball games?
Looks for the end zone, throws complete, touchdown to Posey. That was a nice throw and a nice catch by Posey on a bullet.
Clock does stay stopped out of bounds. That was a freshman mistake.
Their only hope to score here, go for the onside kick, get it back and do it again. Out in the flat to Hall. Hall fighting for yardage. Hall, touchdown.
And all of a sudden, you had a big hole for Corey Brown in the passing game.
And look at how quickly they're up to the line of scrimmage and going for the end zone. It is. No, did he catch it? Yes, touchdown, Devin Smith, the catch of the year. Right side rollout, touchdown, Ohio State.
The players having all those pads on, they probably would prefer this 82 degrees.
Corey Brown comes into the backfield, and he's going to be the pitchman on the option. Doesn't get it as Braxton Miller keeps it. Miller off to the races. Stutter step. He's got a chance. Touchdown.
This was just textbook right here. You see Braxton Miller string out the defense, and right at the last second, Krishan Dupuis, the corner for Miami, was the only person. He had to make a decision. Do I go after the quarterback? Do I go after the ball carrier? And he made the decision to go after Braxton Miller, and that little stutter step right there was huge. Create the separation to get in the end zone.
You get your rhythm going, the rest of the game gets a lot smoother.
Braxton Miller going to keep it. He's got a ton of room right up the middle. Braxton Miller taking it to the house for the Buckeyes. 37-yard touchdown scamper.
Watch the middle of this defense open up. He goes right through the middle, not a hand on him. He gets a full head of steam coming at you as a defensive back, but there's not much you can do to stop him.
Miller rolling left. Braxton Miller going to take it and score for the second time tonight.
keep in that mindset to keep up with Ohio State and what Urban Meyer is going to try to do here.
Miller hanging tough in the pocket, now on the run to the end zone. Touchdown!
Braxton Miller's ability to extend the play with his feet is what changes him in the passing game. Watch his feet move. Looks to the right, nothing there.
Miller looking all the way to Miller, and Braxton Miller into the end zone and his third touchdown run of the day. Triggered by the block of Zach Boren.
Lining Corey Brown up in the backfield again. From time to time, they'll send him out in motion. Design run for Miller. Nifty footwork. And now plenty of running room down the near sideline. Touchdown.
Well, this was something that Clancy Pendergrass was concerned about. Braxton Miller running the football. They had it defended. Alex Logan in great position to make a play. And Braxton Miller at 220 pounds can run over you, or he can shake and bake you and put you on his highlight film right there. 34 to go in the first.
Longest reception of the year for Stoneburner. Deep again. End zone. Touchdown. Devin Smith.
Now watch Braxton Miller develop trust with his receiver. What am I talking about trust? You see Stevie Williams on top of Devin Smith. When you read the corner and he's on top, that's an automatic read between the receiver and the quarterback to throw the back shoulder. And that back shoulder was a dart and a fastball. And you see the strong hands of Devin Smith.
Bailey rolled Miller down before it came out. He has a man wide open. Touchdown. Ohio State would much prefer the touchdown, but you don't want to do anything to harm the field goal chance here, which would give you the lead. Miller, touchdown. Jake Stoneburner. And feel the anxiety from the crowd here. Miller flushed. Throws on the run, a man wide open. Devin Smith behind the defense. Touchdown. 72 yards.
Both guys are going to jump inside. Understand the down and distance. They do rush 3. They drop 8. You have Mark Anthony and Alex Logan jump a useless route with Devin Smith running scot-free down the sidelines. That's a mental error, a miscommunication, a breakdown.
Ball's now on the 12-yard line. Design quarterback run. Miller weaving inside the 5. Touchdown, Ohio State.
Eric, you talked about design quarterback run. You see Zach Boren, number 44, and that spin move right there, there's just nothing you can do. That's a type of play that a running back makes. Quarterbacks are not supposed to be able to make spin moves like that, so now we've seen a couple of fancy footwork moves.
Keeper, Miller, touchdown, Ohio State.
On first down, Braxton looks to the sideline. Beautiful throw and a touchdown. Devin Smith. What a great pitch and catch that was for 63 yards. And the Buckeyes strike right back with the big play.
Great call on 1st and 10. Michigan State, one of the few times they did not blitz. And the inside safety that time, Isaiah Lewis, was occupied, so it left one-on-one coverage to the outside for Devin Smith.
At the 18. Miller, off play action, throws on the run. Wide open, tight end, touchdown. Big 4th down and 1. Miller follows his blockers. He might have 6 points out of this. Touchdown.
Well, not only did the timeout give the defense time to think, it also gave the offense time to think. They went right back to the counter play. He follows the guard and Carlos Hyde. They got a big run out of it earlier. Beautiful execution. And instead of just getting the first down on 4th and short, they get a touchdown. When they went hurry up on 4th down, they gave it to Carlos Hyde trying to get the first down.
Neither team has been particularly good on 3rd down. Looking for the bomb. Caught Devin Smith dropped a touchdown pass early in the first quarter, but Braxton Miller didn't give up on him.
I think this is the best thrown football I've seen from Braxton Miller all season. He hits Devin Smith in stride.
Miller does not have a rushing touchdown so far in this game. First play from scrimmage for the Buckeyes, and Miller splits the seam. Braxton in the open field. What kind of speed does he have? Braxton Miller, touchdown!
We just got done talking that at halftime he had 48 yards rushing, but he had the ability to break one 70 yards at any point to get over 100 yards. 67, I think, is close enough, and just that simple zone read that Ohio State likes to run. But as you can see, Hireman come through the hole. Look at this hole that opens up right there. There's just way too much space for any of the defenders, and Mark Murphy sees him coming through, but he puts his foot in the ground, and it just creates separation. Go to the NFL days. Miami Dolphins.
Third down and 4. Miller, a dart caught by Devin Smith. Hangs on to this one. Another big play. Smith down the sideline. Yes, touchdown Ohio State. He's either dropping sure touchdowns or he's making touchdowns out of nothing.
And Braxton Miller heard me. Look at that strike that he throws. Just a laser. He actually heard me saying that Vic had a little bit of a stronger arm.
Braxton with the kick and the touchdown.
Again, quickly over the ball. Braxton Miller in the Buckeyes offense. High, got level, but Miller kept it. Miller dances, touchdown, what a play.
Starts with his vision and decision making to pull this ball out after Stanley comes in, and not too many guys in the country will do that out to you. Against a good player in Hodges, then has the ability to go up and over and get the ball across the end line.
Of the year in 9 games. Second and goal. Hyde did not get the handoff. Miller scores again. Touchdown, Ohio State. And Miller can let that clock continue to bleed for quite a bit. Snapped it at 8. Steps into a throw, and it's caught right down the middle. They're not going to get Stoneburner. Touchdown, 72 yards.
When you get protection in time, it's very difficult to cover that much in space. It's just a skinny post. Throws over the top, and Jake Stoneburner, the big 6'5", 250-pound split end / tight end, knows how to finish.
Miller rolls right, throws left. He's got a man open downfield. Rod Smith with the catch at the 10 and into the touchdown. 51-yard strike. Miller to Smith for 6. We've seen him everywhere. Miller will fake it to Hyde, looking for some room. Miller to the edge. Miller to the end zone.
Goes into the end zone, and it's just 4 yards, but you think he went 20, 30 yards.
Miller with the completion to Brown. Oh, nice move by Brown. Another one inside the 20, the 10, and Philly Brown.
Marked it back on the 14. Miller as a receiver open. Corey Brown, touchdown.
All stays behind Miller. Smith goes to the top of the screen. Braxton Miller looking deep down the middle. Got a man out in the end zone. Caught for the touchdown. Devin Smith.
And this is a game plan call. After the first down, let's take a shot. Buffalo plays a defense where their safety is a little wider than the hash, wider than most. Now he has 2 guys to cover deep. Devin Smith, too much speed outside, good spring, and now he's a starting receiver, whereas last year he was a backup.
On the move, Miller to the end zone. Touchdown. Chris Fields.
They ran right where he was vacated. Keeps it. Fires. End zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes. Evan Spencer. Just shy of the 25-yard line. Play action. Strike for the end zone. Touchdown. His second touchdown strike of the night. This time it's Devin Smith, the junior from Massillon, Ohio. And on 4th down, Braxton Miller. Far side got a man open. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
this up. He put that on a line to give Corey Brown a chance to be able to catch his football. No, Braxton kept it, threw it into the end zone for the touchdown. Beautiful play action. Corey Brown caught it.
They feel like he's a novelty, a hood ornament of sorts. Braxton Miller off the play action fake. Wide open, Philly Brown. Inside the pylon for the Buckeye touchdown. To start the third quarter, the Buckeyes got in the end zone. Can they do it again? A little hitch to Devin Smith. He gets a block. Inside the pylon for Ohio State. Touchdown.
Miller, quarterback draw. And he's got blockers and he's got speed. Braxton Miller down the sideline. Touchdown. Braxton Miller, quarterback draw, following high. Touchdown, Buckeyes. Miller rolling to throw. On the run, a wide open Chris Fields. Touchdown, Ohio State. Trying to field goal if you don't connect. If he gets the pass away, and he does, and it's a strike to Brown for the touchdown. A 25-yard laser shot. Braxton Miller to Philly Brown. On 2nd and 3, they fake it to Wilson, and then they throw it to Wilson. Nice catch out in front of him. At the 20, Wilson, he's going to go. Touchdown, Ohio State.
Coach Meyer's so excited for what Braxton Miller has become. Miller looking deep. Wide open at the 20-yard line is tight end Hireman down the sideline and a touchdown.
You think about how long the progression took him to get the hide as a release guy. Very impressive.
Miller again short. This time Vanette, the tight end, into the end zone. Miller looking. Miller flipping into the end zone for the touchdown.
Hey, you know, you call this poise, but hey, he's just down at the playground, the sandlot, playing football. Dude, don't make it more difficult than it is. I love it.
First and goal to 10. Miller with a pump fake. Slings it to the outside. Elliott, nice cut. Elliott to the goal line. And Elliott is in for the touchdown.
When I asked him point blank, is Carlos Hyde starting today? He was a little bit put off and set back that I asked, almost as if he was surprised that I knew.
Here's Braxton Miller, Tom, going for a touchdown. He faked out the entire Illinois defense and takes it 69 yards for a score just 36 seconds in. Miller hits Hyde out of the backfield, and Hyde is loose, and Hyde is in. Touchdown. Extend their lead at 28-0 as Miller throws to the end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown.
Arizona with the early lead. Ohio State has a lead here. Miller, the keeper, straight up the middle. Braxton Miller with the speed to the outside. Touchdown.
They have two guys in one gap. Freeze right there. You see two guys, almost three guys in one gap, which creates the big running lane for Braxton Miller. And again, this is what he can do better than any other quarterback in the country. Out in open space, he has the speed.
Braxton Miller, you see the quarterback on the outside, and Kenny Guyton, the senior, on his senior day. There's a buzz in Ohio Stadium noticing Guyton is in. He's going to run it and pitch it back to Miller. Miller looking to throw. And now he'll run and dive into the end zone. Touchdown. Did he get there?
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Because you got Carlos Hyde and Braxton Miller. I mean, they're just so powerful running the ball.
The pitch play to Wilson into the open. Dontre Wilson, the freshman. Touchdown, Ohio State. So big play in the pass game. They went downfield there with Hireman, who's a good kid. We talked to him yesterday and has turned into a really good player. Going deep here, and zone caught. Touchdown.
Devin Smith does a great job of setting this up. It's just a pure post route, beating the corner inside.
The two that they converted were for 6 yards or less.
Miller going to air it out long. He's got a man out there. Got him. Devin Smith. Touchdown.
Is you're going to see two safeties at a certain point just not even be a factor. Right here, Furnace and the other safety, Gordon, Furman and Gordon, are both out of the play. And one guy streaking down the field. Braxton Miller saw it and read it, but if you're Michigan.
This has got Miller written all over it right here. Empty backfield. And there he goes on the quarterback draw. And he's into the secondary. Great move. And now the speed in the middle of the field looking for a stiff-arm touchdown, Ohio State. What a run.
He makes two guys miss. Watch the first guy, Heinzman, number 92. He makes him miss, and then right in the middle of the field. You got no chance. If you're this guy right here, and he can go either way on you, you got no chance. It's Courtney Avery. See ya. Touchdown, Ohio State.
Puts a stiff arm out at the end and dives into the end zone. And that is his 6th scoring run of the year, and none more impressive than that one. Miller again in the pocket. Now running out of the pocket. Directs traffic, and now he'll keep it. And Braxton Miller walks in. Touchdown, Ohio State. 21 yards.
Watch Braxton Miller cause two Michigan defenders to run into each other. They ended up on the ground. He ended up in the end zone. Watch the end of this play. He's directing traffic. Those two guys took themselves out of the play, and Braxton Miller walked into the end zone.
And this guy can really do a lot of different things when you're down at that point. Miller to the end zone. Touchdown. Braxton Miller, a 3-yard scoring run. And then a bowl game, be it BCS, Rose Bowl, National Championship, all depends on what goes on in the next couple weeks. There's a wide open tight end, Hireman. Touchdown, Ohio State.
Miller drops back, throws in the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State. Philly Brown. Well-conceived play. You're going to have two choices. Brown in here and Hyde swinging. And he's got his choices, and he throws that ball well over the top of the defenders, and they give him a natural check down to Devin Smith. Now Miller running wide, turns the corner with a blocker. Touchdown, Ohio State. Because running it does more damage to the psyche of a defense than throwing it. Second down and 2, Braxton Miller.
He goes the other way after running option, and watch out for Miller. Oh, he gave a beautiful step and then lowered the pads and went right on in.
He slows his speed down. Watch. He hits another gear, and right here he's going to slow it down. You see, that's the old Walter Payton, and then he finishes it with power. I think he's terrific in terms of a pure runner.
Under 4 minutes to play in the half. Play action. Miller wide open. Downfield. He wants it, and he's got it. Jeff Hireman inside the 10, into the end zone. Boy, oh boy, did they need that. And he crashes right through that door.
Takes Carlos Hyde. See how he attacks the line of scrimmage. And then a strong man as well.
And can Ohio State retake the lead? 2nd and 11. Miller throws it up wide open. The answer's yes. Carlos Hyde. And Miller got crushed at the end of it. Trying to throw a knockout punch, and he did.
You see how they rolled to the left. Oh, and Shuey planted him again. He rolled to the left, and then Carlos Hyde just snuck out again. That's a blown coverage.
Jones has double the number of carries so far as Elliott looks to throw, loops it downfield. Braxton Miller makes the catch, shakes a man and scores. And quiets the crowd after his first touchdown as a receiver in his brilliant career.
Watch this. This is a matchup you will take every time if you're Ohio State. Braxton Miller with his quickness against a safety, Desmond Fry, 6'2", 200 pounds. And when you give him that kind of cushion off of the line of scrimmage, there's no way that Fry is going to be able to stay with him out in space like that.
Seen
Reggie Roby used to wear a timeout.
Running back watching the game. Most tennis players who wear one get paid for it. Miller in the shotgun. Gets free on the edge. Braxton Miller is loose. Spin move. Miller headed for the end zone. You think he's made an impact in his first game at H-back? Wow.
Watch his spin move. I think in the Madden, that might be the B button. That's a nice spin move there. Nobody put a finger on him with that spin move. I have a feeling.
I'll give you credit. You said number one tonight.
With the ball in his hands, whether it was receiving or just getting out on the edge. I just, 2 years ago, he was at times one of the, that was 2 years ago. He was one of the more explosive players that, as a quarterback, you knew when he would have a chance to get out and play receiver, he'd be doing some of this. He's beautiful.
It's a 360.
And he's only going to get better.
Leap and make you look good. Buckeyes quick to the line of scrimmage. Looking at the end zone. Touchdown! There it is! Braxton Miller!
Movement for Brian Kelly at home. Buckeyes second and goal after the timeout. The pop pass and a touchdown. Shades of Urban Meyer and Tim Tebow in Florida. It's Braxton Miller with the touchdown catch.
I love to see Braxton Miller, a quarterback his entire life. Watch him to the far right. He actually does a good job of selling it to Brendan Bell. Brendan Bell is an outside linebacker. He's thinking the way Braxton Miller came off the line of scrimmage.